My name is Ben Laden. My role at the festival is as festival director of the program and of the organisation, and I've been with Little Big Shots now for 4 years. The founder of Little Big Shots, Nick Place, came up with the idea of bringing the best films, short films particularly, from around the world to Australia and particularly to Melbourne. Essentially, he really wanted to show his kids those films which he'd seen as he'd travelled around the world. We say that we are introducing young people to the world through cinema. But essentially what we're about is showing really great films from around the world and having a lot of fun doing it at the same time. We are very much focused on giving opportunities where possible to emerging filmmakers.
My name's Monique, I'm 19 years old and I'm from Melbourne, and I am the maker of Paper Kites. Paper Kite is about friendship and being youthful and free-spirited. My two close friends who are in it, they grew up together, so I really liked how they interact together, and I really wanted to portray that in my film of how friendships grow. I decided to make a music video because I have a strong connection with music, especially on Triple J on Earth, which is where I found Paper Kite by Ellie Graham. It was really interesting, and just when I listened to it, I felt young again. Filming, we did it over 2 days, which was pretty impressive because we were on school holidays, so year 12 was pretty much like homework, homework. But we're like, no, we get to film, so that was pretty exciting. But yeah, it was pretty spectacular filming it and everything, just a really good experience. I definitely think that the film is aimed at young teenagers, adults as well, in a way. When kids look at it, they'll probably think of things that they do with their friends, whereas adults will probably look at it and be like, oh yeah, I remember when I did that when I was a kid. Last year, after making my film, my teacher, Lisa Blumenstein, she suggested for me to enter it. When I found out, I was like, oh my God, I got into a film festival. So it was a pretty exciting experience.
When you put the whole program together, there are really big international films sitting right alongside films like Max Piantoni's film South by Scooter. So you have this wonderful mix, and people see those films side by side and think, wow, I could do that.
I'm Max Piantoni. I made the film South by Scooter. My role on the film was basically everything. I made everything in the film myself, from the props to the costumes to the sound, and I shot it and I star in it. Well, I'm in it anyway. South by Scooter is about a man who really, really, really wants to become the first person to ever ride a scooter to the South Pole. The whole thing takes place within his house, and along the way he encounters all kinds of obstacles and all the kinds of trappings of polar exploration, and has to sort of overcome that alongside the fact that he's stuck at home. I really wanted the film to have a very handmade feel. I didn't want it to be like, South by computer. I made everything, all the props and costumes myself out of felt. I started to assemble my sort of dream adventurer's kit, like all the things I thought I might need on my adventures. This is my backpack. Every mission has to have like a mission patch, or it's not a real mission. I've got some mittens. I've got the map. X marks the spot. I packed a bunch of food, some canned steak, some vegetables. You know, you've got to keep a balanced diet. That's a more like generic mixed meal in a can. I've got a camera, a diary, a mission journal, and finally I've got a compass here that points south. I think there's something in South by Scooter for everyone. So children are going to really enjoy the adventure, enjoy coming along for the ride, and I think that adults will hopefully, it will kind of spark that kind of childhood adventurous spirit in adults as well, and they will enjoy the film a lot too and kind of get invigorated and want to go on an adventure of their own. I think that being a part of Little Big Shots and having your film in Little Big Shots is a really fantastic opportunity for a whole lot of reasons. It's a really great audience to get to see your film. I mean, it's a fantastic festival because it is a real film festival, like it's the real deal, but it definitely caters towards children as an audience, and I think that's a really great opportunity if you've got a film like my film to get it in front of an audience who are going to really enjoy it that way.
We inhabit a really important niche in that we're providing an outlet for some alternative films, some young filmmakers who would not otherwise have had a chance to get their films on the big screen. And so that's really important in the context of a very competitive industry.
What's your movie called?
The Candy Hunt.
And did you make it?
Yeah.
And what's it about?
It's about people living in a gingerbread house, but one day a monster comes and crushes the house.
Oh no. What happens next?
So they gotta build the house again by crumbs.
Oh, lovely. And who are the actors in your film?
My brothers, some of my cousins.
So tell me, what are your names?
Ami and Davi.
Sorry? One at a time.
Your name is not Davi! Ami and Davi.
Okay, what are you doing here?
For Ellie's movie. For Ellie's movie.
What did you do in it? What was your involvement? Were you in it?
Yeah, we were the actors.
You're the actors? Have you done much acting before?
That was the first movie in true life that we made.
The first time.
It was Ellie who made it, not you.
Are you excited about being here?
Yes.
What are you excited about?
Having cupcakes.
How was it making it?
What?
How was it? Was it fun?
Ellie made the movie.
But was it fun being in it?
Yes.
So how long have you been making films before?
About 4 years, I bet.
How many films have you made?
I'm not sure, but because I got this app where you make movies, never mind. But on the computer, I've made about 3 movies.
What do you like about making movies?
Filming, editing. That's all.
Thank you so much for your time, Ellie. It was really nice talking to you. Good luck.
Young filmmakers have this opportunity to get their films out there and potentially get them noticed by producers, executive producers, people in the industry who might be able to open doors.
Hello, what's your name?
Seth.
Seth, what are you famous for?
I was a cameraman in Sherlock Holmes and the Mystery of the Briefcase.
Sherlock Holmes and the Missoula Briefcase.
No, Mystery of the Briefcase.
Duck and the Elephant and Birthday Bash. So look out for those two. Mr. on
The
Brief
Case.
Lego Adventure 3 Attack of
The Giant
Pig. Sherlock
Holmes.
and
The Missing
What was the film you made?
Candy Hunt.
Do you think you've got a good chance of winning?
Yeah.
Brief.
Case.
Got it.
I would like to call up Maxim Hussey to come up and accept his award.
My name's Maxim Hussey, I'm 12 years old and from Brisbane, Queensland, and I make short films with Lego. Lego Adventure 3, Attack of the Giant Pig, was made with some Lego and also a guinea pig, which was kind of exciting to work with. Basically, it's a criminal steals a growth ray from a museum and creates a giant guinea pig, and the hero has to try and save the city from becoming destroyed. We used a tiny little camera about that big. Take one photo, and you move the little Lego man just a little bit, and take another photo. And so it takes a while, but it looks good. My award was Best Child-Made Film, and I didn't know that it was actually a competition at all. So I didn't know at all that I was going to win. It was really exciting to get the award.
Now I'd like to call up Katrina Mathers and Graham Bass for the Best Australian Adult-Made Film as voted by the jury.
Hi, I'm Darryl Munton. I'm an animator and visual effects artist, but particularly made Gallant Captain. I was a producer and visual effects artist on that, and production designer. I push the buttons and make pretty pictures.
Hi, I'm Merrin Jensen. I was one of the producers on The Gallant Captain.
Katrina Mathers. I was one of the producers and one of the directors on the film.
Graham Bass, I guess writer-director would be me.
It's actually a backstory from some characters that are in a book.
Yeah, I wrote a book a few years ago now called The Legend of the Golden Snail, and I thought, make a great film. But something which seemed to be like a stepping stone at first was, let's make a short film. But it grew to have a sort of a life of its own, and it became called The Gallant Captain. And what do you know, we made this beautiful little thing that we're just so terribly proud of.
Graham has just got ideas pouring out of him all the time. It's just incredible, you know. It's just a matter of catching them. He's been doing still images for years and working by himself for years on his productions. And we've been doing the moving image for quite a while now. So the marriage between those two skills was fantastic.
My work usually is very solo. I mean, I just do what I do at home. I write, I illustrate, you know, and that's it. So being involved in a collaborative project like The Gallant Captain was, you know, quite a shock. And I was a bit nervous, really, because I don't think I'm a bit of a control freak. But it was beautiful. We did it locally. It was a shoestring budget, but we all just had the right, I think, spirit about, you know, of how we wanted this film to look and feel. And in the end, it was just a really joyous experience.
In actual fact, Merrin and I talked about this festival about 3 years ago, I think. We said the festival is such a good festival for kids that we want to make one specifically for this. So I made sure that I didn't miss the deadline when it came up, and we entered, and then Ben, the director, phoned me at one stage and said, we'd love to screen your film, and we went, hurrah!
We're really lucky in Australia to have Screen Australia and Film Victoria. We got support for this project from Screen Australia, and without funding like that, these projects would be very hard to achieve because they're so labour intensive and they take so long. So I think we're really grateful to Screen Australia as well for their support.
It was a thrill that we got this done actually totally within Australia with Australian funding. All of these guys, and myself included, I suppose, who work in a global kind of sphere and work on big projects. And it was just so sweet to do something small, tiny and gem-like and do it right here in Melbourne.
Hailing all the way from Belgium, the director of Mia had an entry in the 2012 festival that came in at a close second place for the award for the Best International Film. This year, boys and girls, Wouter Bongertz has returned bigger than ever with his film Mia, taking out this year's Soupy for the Best International Film.
What were you? You were a cinematographer? You shot it?
I was a cameraman.
Yeah, cinematographer, same thing. Well, no, that's good. Cameraman's the more sort of, I think, humble term. Yeah, isn't that right, Dave? Isn't that right, Dave? I don't want to... Wonderful to meet such a budding director. Where did you fly in from? Excuse me, sir, I'm just talking to the director. Can we get security around here? Your film's called The Candy Hunt, and what's it about?
It's about people living in a gingerbread house. About one day a monster comes and destroys the house.
So that monster could be Russia and the gingerbread house could be the Ukraine. Is that correct?
Kind of.
Go in and have a lot of fun. Are you boys? You're security? Oh, they're not. One of them's her brother, one of them's security. Okay, I got it right. What are you famous for?
I'm Edward Wong. I won the competition 3 years ago as a teenager. It was a bit vain, but after all the fanfare of winning, I definitely wanted to pursue film and video as a career, or just even as like a passion project. I was thrust into like newspapers and like TV stuff, but I think definitely the main takeaway was wanting to pursue film. And I'm just here as one of the judges for this year's competition. I think there was like a rating system from 1 to 3. And yeah, the films are really good though, so it's quite tough to judge, yeah.
My name's Leon. I made the Boss of My Body video with the kids from the Burungara Remote Community School. It was made with kids in a remote Indigenous school to encourage them to learn protective behaviours against abuse. Yeah, made with Daz from Downside, a hip-hop producer, and so wrote the lyrics with the kids and shot this dance music video.
I will invite a very special person down to the stage to say a few words about the history of Little Big Shots International Children's Film Festival. The person I speak of is a man of enormous talents, an extremely nice guy, wearing the beard with the panache of a Zimbabwean leopard, the most graceful of all the leopards, mind you. Drives the coolest old car and plays ice hockey. Who is this? Ben, what are the notes you get? Sounds like Clark Kent. Oh, yeah, no, yes, it says something here also about him being a highly successful author. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the founder and chair of Little Big Shots, Mr. Nick Place. I'll give you this. It's a beautiful beard.
I wish I'd counted how many Australian kid films we've had. We were trying to work it out earlier, Ben and I, and we think we have an average of about 25 films made by Australian kids every year. So I guess if you work that out, it's 250 more or less over the course of the decade, which is an amazing thing that 250, it's not just 250 filmmakers because there's friends and family and there's so many people involved in a film, as our award winners today know. So, you know, it's pretty amazing that, you know, that many kids, that's basically twice as many films as we've got in this year's festival. We've given Australian kids a chance to show their film on a big screen, which I just love. You know, I had no idea at the time how rich the gold would be. To be honest, the idea was that there must be filmmaking out there for kids which isn't Disney or isn't Cartoon Network. That was kind of the original idea. And also, wouldn't it be cool if kids could make films and show them to an audience? That would be awesome. That was kind of the twin kind of ideas. And, you know, I feel like the guy who kind of kicked the Welcome Stranger, that massive nugget that was one of the biggest ones found in Australia. Because, you know, at the time that we had this idea and we started exploring it, we just didn't realise films like that existed, because you don't get to see them anywhere. So I think, you know, the 10 years of Little Big Shots has just been an amazing thing, and it will continue to be, I'm sure, because it provides this platform. I feel really emotional. I'm stepping out of the festival. I think it's time for fresh ideas and fresh energy. I think I just have new adventures to go to, and I'm still going to stay involved. The board's been really lovely in trying to come up with a founder role for me so that I can kind of just float in and out, which sounds incredibly dangerous to me, to let me do that.
Well, we're celebrating this year in a big way, or a big little way, depending on how you want to look at it. There's lots of special events and particularly new programs, new packages which we're showing in the sessions during the festival. Apart from the screenings, the other activities that are associated with the festival are parties. We have Q&As at a lot of the sessions where filmmakers will come along and talk about their films. We always want to entertain kids and families. We want everybody to come along to have a really great time. Part of our mission, if you like, part of our message, that we want young people to see these films from around the world that they might not otherwise have had a chance to see, and perhaps go away and maybe, just maybe, have a bit of a think about their own lives and being creative themselves.
It's great to expose young people to cinema and film made for them, and then it kind of builds an audience from a young age, and also I think encourages participation from a really young age, which, in terms of long-term development of the industry, that's really important.
Well, obviously, since it's focused on kids' films or films that kids make, it gives them a voice and it gives them a place to put something and to get other people to see it, which is not very common. I know with Gallant Captain it's been a little bit hard to get a screening of it because it's a bit of a kids' film.
Especially for me, I think getting to the festival, it's going to be able to inspire me to create more films. I get so much joy out of just editing them together, and then being able to show people, and then them being like, oh my God, that's so good. Like, it's a nice feeling.
I think you can expect to be entertained, and I think you're going to laugh and possibly cry. You might want to hug somebody sitting next to you at certain points during the festival. And I think at the end, I really want you to walk away from it feeling as though you've seen something really special that you may not ever get the chance to see again. And if that happens, then I'll be really happy, and I actually might tear up as well.
You flew in from Berlin this morning. I can see you're a Berliner.
No.
Ich bin Berliner?
No.
Nein. Where did the limousine drop you off then, sir?
I was not in a limousine.
Where did the helicopter land then, sir?
Nothing that flies.
Where did the boat land, sir? Down at the bottom of Federation Square, and you had the people escort...
No boat.
An armoured car or a normal car?
A normal, the one that starts with an N.
A Humvee? Like in the, like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Normal car.